All right, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, everyone had a nice, Halloween. We're getting close to Eternal Weekend. I don't even know the exact date. Let's look it up. Uh, that's because I'm not playing, so I haven't been really following. What date I need to, get the update these lists for. Let's see. It looks like November 21st, so 3 weekends from now, more or less. All right, so this is kind of where I'm at with the deck. Bristly Bill, no, you're not. This is not a typo. It's a placeholder, and actually, I've been decently impressed with the card in my very limited testing. But it is a placeholder for the new Psycat Cub that is coming out. Here is this card. What I envision this card doing is really making the Ancient Tomb matchups a lot better, specifically Moon Stompy, because assuming you can cast this on turn 2 with 3 mana, you play this off a dork in a land, play a fetch land, fetch, get another land. This becomes quickly a 4/4 that they have to deal with. Otherwise, it quickly outsizes all their creatures. And if they want to, trade a Fury for that, I think that's one way to make the matchup, a lot better while being good in other matchups too. I think so. The obvious question is like, oh, why didn't we play Bill before? Where because these are kind of similar, right? And Bill has the activation costs. I think this doubling uh, mode or ability is in our deck is not always win more, but a lot of times will be. I don't like that I can't play more than, or I don't want to draw more than one copy of Bill. That's another thing. Whereas Cub stacks pretty well with especially Wily the Reliquary or Reclaimer. The other thing is lack of trample is a big downside because when I want to show up the Ancient Tomb matchups, this also includes Eldrazi, and this just it's so bad if they have a glaring flesh wrecker out and they just like chump for days or just like they have a lot of these other creatures like the Michael Spawn that you can just chump block and I think the trample is pretty relevant, especially since a card that is commonly boarded in against us out of these blue black decks as well is Orcish Bowmaster. So like you don't want to give Orcish Bowmasters additional value. Thank you, Joff, and appreciate that. Yeah, I've been busy. One of the reasons is the Dodgers winning the World Series, so kudos to them. The parade was today. I did not go, but I did watch some of it. I did catch some of it on TV, as I had to watch my son because my wife was busy today. But so I took the day off and caught some of the parade. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Thank you, I appreciate that. And it's kind of cool because I wasn't. I guess I was 1 years old when Kirk Gibson hit the home run in '88. But it's kind of cool to have our generation's Kirk Gibson moment now, I guess. Yes. So it's funny too because this was kind of the dream matchup if you're the MLB, if you ask me, right? Like you have probably the two most popular baseball franchises, the Dodgers and actually the Yankees first, obviously, and the Dodgers second. But in two, biggest media markets, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and then I've never seen a team collapse the way the Yankees did in that fifth inning. And I have seen a lot of Dodgers collapses over the years. I'll put it that way. And I've never seen anything like that where they just made mistake after mistake, and all unforced for the most part, to be honest. And I'll take it. I don't think the Dodgers deserve to win that game. I think if anything, the Yankees lost that game. But a World Series is a World Series, and it's obviously there is if nothing else, there's a lot of people who put the asterisk on the 2020 World Series, and I think it counts. Obviously, it's different. It's not the same, but there's no that kind of puts that to bed, I guess. I know, Joff, you had DM'd me some questions earlier. I was gonna message you to let you know that I was streaming, and if you want to have any questions here, it's probably easier for me to answer, uh, live than it is to type. Only because it just takes longer, right? I can answer it easier here. But yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? These slots were Emperor of Bones before when I top eighted the super Q. Um, what is it called? Then I replaced them by the Keen Eye Curator, and I actually think now, now that I've gotten, still not a lot of reps, but a little bit more reps. I actually think Bill, not that it's a better card than Curator, but I think it does what I want in the specific matches better than Curator. So I kind of like it over even Curator at the moment. But if you do want to hedge against the blue black decks, I think Curator, at least the first copy, is pretty useful. I could. So that's the thing too. I think if Eternal Weekend weren't so close, what I would do is sometimes I'll do this like deck donations, especially if from the higher tier patrons. I've advertised before. One of the nice things is my Patreon. I would say there's really no difference between a first tier and a Cradle tier. Although I will say, for those who are in the Cradle tier, I do go out of my way to make sure that they get their questions answered and things like that. Like they have a higher priority. So I have mentioned that before. But if you want me to shoot a league and see how I do with the Nadu Elves list, I guess just throw it out there. If enough people are interested, maybe I'll do that. I just haven't bothered, and I hinted at it in our DM or our convo. I just don't think it's better than the Golgari list. But if you don't enjoy the Golgari list, or if you just have more fun, maybe that's a better way of phrasing it, with the Bat Nadu Elves list, then sure, that's something I'm willing to entertain. Yeah, so I think my issue with the list is I do think it's from a 75 perspective. It's I don't think it's as strong as the Golgari list, and I'm also allergic to. I don't really want to play three colors. That's the other, I guess, big. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, but a big deterrence, I guess, for me personally. So we're playing against one of the people I've talked to like in recent memory with this list. I don't know if they're playing our deck, but they have like in the last few months or so. But Z Nono. Alright, it might be the Mystic Forge deck. Oh, show and tell. Interesting. Okay. I think we're probably losing, but that is okay. I think we're going to put in an active reclaimer and see where we go. Yeah, we're not being that. Especially since Z knows our list. We don't have Gris. So I don't see how we beat this. Let me think. We can like technically buy a turn with Endurance, phase out Emrakul, and then like go from there maybe, but whew, it is kind of rough. The other thing is like I kind of feel like we need this hoof to win, so I'm just gonna pass. Actually, I lose anyways, now that I think about it, because even if I pitch, I get the Talon Gates, and then at the Talon Gates next turn, okay, yeah, let's just concede. Also, I'm also trying to speed run this league because I don't have much time, and then anytime I do have now, I just kind of want to sleep. So let's not waste any time we don't need to, right? Like we're playing for a life EV here. All right, what do we want? Force of Vigors, I think are good. Let's bring out my sideboard map. I probably will be rusty tonight. I have not played in 4 days, and with a deck like this, I feel like the reps kind of matter. I think I board in natural order, yeah. This looks reasonable, I think. The good thing about doing your sideboard map, ahead of time is so you don't have to think when it matters. Not that it matters now, but like I'm just not in the mood to. Show and tell. I don't feel like bad about the matchup. I would say we're definitely not favored game one, and I think overall we're probably not favored, but I don't think it's as bad as maybe it was before. I would say you're definitely a big dog game one. Games 2 and 3, it's probably pretty even, I think. But the matchup is unfavorable because you are heavily unfavored game one. Kind of surprised Z is playing show and tell. But then again, like I said, I have not really followed the last 4 days or so. I don't know if this is something that changed or whatnot. Sure. Here, I think I just want to go. I know I'm going to lead with turn 1 Thoughtseize, which is why I'm going to fetch first. I think I'm going to take the Reclaimer. I don't want them to go like turn 1 show and tell attracts, then we just lose, right? So show and tell, sneak attack, omniscience, Emrakul. So they have the payoffs. I think we just take. So they have double payoff actually. It's triple payoff. I think we just take the show and tell. Sneak attack's not going to be online for a while. So here I'm just like ramping. Sometimes they have Blood Moon, but we have a Reclaimer at Hierarch. I'm not too concerned. If they Furious here, so be it. Uh-oh. Alright, what are we doing here? It kind of feels like I want to once for land and then activate for Cradle while leaving up Talon Gates. Alright, what do I want to do here? It's either pitching the Lair or the Bayou. Let's pitch the Bayou, I guess, and hope the Noble lives. I think I pitched the Reclaimer. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for the raid, Matt. Hope your stream went well. Alright, so what are we playing here? We don't... Well, do we have lethal? I don't remember. Let's see. I'm bad at math now. 8 plus 12, 20. I guess that's lethal. If they bounce, it's gonna feel real bad. I feel like I just go for the kill here, but we'll see. I probably should have just gotten attracted safer, in hindsight. I'm sorry to hear, man. Maybe you should sack Arbor. Uh, yeah, maybe. Hey, Ramar, how's it going? I love the icon. Love the icon. What'd you play today, Matt? In case you're still here. Also, for what's worth, actually, that reminds me to promote the podcast, the what's it called Birds. Sorry, Brews of Paradise podcast. The next iteration without me should be coming out. Maybe we'll probably record next week or so, and it'll probably come out, I would guess, the following week. But just as a heads up. All right. So, do we want to change anything? Probably not. Hey, Mats, how's it going? Or Mats? Hopefully your league with the list. I don't know how much you finished it. I know you were 1-0, obviously, but hopefully it played out well. I am, seeing what I can to do with this list. Oh, you still wanna? Okay. So the question here is like, do we moto C's? I feel like no. I think we have like I don't. One of the issues is like when you don't have Force of Will in your deck, like you become predictable if your opponent knows you're gonna like multi XYZ card. So I try to keep like I've tried to recently build the deck in a way so I can expand my keep range, but it's not always possible, obviously. I know, right? All right. I wonder if I'm supposed to just like hit the lotus pedal here. I think we don't want to get just mooned out of the game randomly, so. I feel like we don't want to lose the show and tell until it tracks her. So I'm gonna hit the pedal. Although if they give us the benefit of the doubt, it depends if they think we're gonna mess up or not. Um, they may not. They may have another pedal and just baiting us out. I don't know. I have to imagine hitting the pedal here is correct because, like I said, if they show Atraxa, we probably just lose. The question is like, why would they leave the pedal out for us? Unless they had, unless that they had like, they want to brainstorm into Spell Pierce or something like that. I don't know, or Flusterstorm. Let's see if chat has any thoughts on that. That is my thinking at least. Like my, excuse me, my inclination is to hit the pedal, but if I give my opponent the benefit of the doubt, why would they expose their pedal like that? Yeah, 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 for sure, mods. Because like I said, I know Z is a good player, so like unless it was a mistake. Like, why expose the pedal there? They they uh they're on show and tell, so they can't have Thoughtseize, Mike. So I think in that situation, at least based on how it's playing out. Oh, I see. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, vexing bubble. Isn't that a card they play usually? But sure, that's valid, Dr. Catkin. I didn't even think of that, but I guess they could be afraid that we just have no better cards than to board that in. All right, let's. I don't think we can play around anything, to be honest. So we're just gonna like flood the board. If they Fury us or Pyroclasm us, then so be it. But yeah, it's like Mod said, right? It's just like it doesn't make sense to me unless they want to brainstorm into Pierce or something like that. Is why they would play Pedal, but then you expose yourself to the Force of Vigor. I'm gonna get some water while this goes on. But yeah, I was probably greedy. I should have probably just got tracked, to be honest, the previous game. If they had the sweeper, they probably already would have done it. Do we put this in? Probably. I know, right? Okay, that's interesting. What do we want to do here? Do we want to fetch so Reclaimer grows? Is there a reason to thin here? I guess thinning is a thing. We can get the second. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I was just debating whether I should get a basic there or save this. Ugh, that's not what I want to see. That is not what I want to see. We kind of expected it, right? Like, oh, they have the Emrakul. We're just dead. All right. GG's. The interesting thing is the line that was mentioned above would have worked out if we, had the hoof trigger on the stack and then hit their omniscience, but I don't think I'm playing towards that because the percentage of that is lower. I guess that would be one thing, right? Like you play the Lotus Petal to try to bait out the Force of Vigor. But yeah, I'm not. I mean, it's hard because I don't know if I'm supposed to assume they messed up or they're just trying to bait us. Show and Tell is definitely not one of the decks I build. I like even consider for what it's worth. In terms of when I build my 75 at the moment. Possible. My logic is like I want to keep them off show until it tracks them. But then again, it just only delays the turn. So you're probably right. Yeah, no, you're probably right. Like for what it's worth. I think I just want to ramp, to be honest. I'm assuming this dies, and then next turn we can like, cast a an endurance through days. But I do think you're right, Joff. Probably it is Oblivion's. The interesting thing though is like I wonder if I don't force a vigor there, if they would put in the Atraxa or put in the Omniscience. I feel like it's safer to put in the Atraxa. But yeah. So I think my opponent probably just outplayed me there. They just bait out the Force of Vigor successfully. Because I did not. I probably should have given the benefit of them a doubt that they made the right play. I think here I just want to main phase endurance. And here, is there any benefit of running this into the days? Probably not. So let's just do this. I actually could have attacked, so that was a mistake. I missed 3 points of damage. Not that it matters, I think, in this matchup. Although saving the fetch is pretty important for Bill, in case that I like top deck it. Um, so yeah, I think good thing there is like lesson learned, right? Like maybe we just don't hit that Lotus Petal there. It's we just like I know my opponent is a solid player. Like Z's a good player, so I think I give them the benefit of the doubt and just say we don't force a figure that like Lotus Petal. See if they trade. I'm gonna be mad at myself if the damage matters. So one thing that could be happening is like maybe they gear for like a Murtite region, but I don't think we can really play around that anyways. We do have a Talon Gates in hand that could be relevant down the road, but we'll see. Sure. There's that bill we talked about. I think I want to do fetch now. Probably the endurance because we may need to block the frog. Actually, there's an argument to be made. It should be on the bill, but it's hard to say because maybe they kill the endurance. Sure. Oh, interesting. So they're gonna attack, and we're gonna snap block. Let's see. Let's see if they mind twist themselves. Sure. So that makes it a what's it called? It that would make it a 5-6 and outpace our endurance. I think we just stop it now. And don't give them the option to outgrow our endurance. Um, so that's a complicated question for me because it's like not great against our deck, but I think probably it's like it puts so much stress on so a lot of other decks. Like we can beat it pretty easily, but like how many decks can play Water the Reliquary though? So I guess that's like my short answer to that. Like, do we care? We can beat it. Like I've beaten several frogs on stream. Like it looks pretty bad against us personally, but I also don't think our deck is like the metric for what it should be judged by. Okay, that's easy mode now. Uh, um, we're just gonna attract. So there's like really no need to like lose the game for no reason here. If they like run stifle or whatnot. Once upon a time. Green Sun. I think we take the endurance, or do we take the? No, we gotta take the white. I think. Um, probably the endurance. It might just be win more now, but whatever. Hey Harry, thank you for the sub. This is a 4/4. Probably can attack. pass. No, because they can't beat Atraxa anyways. There's no need to load up on Atraxa. We assume their path to victory, if any, has to be like bouncing Atraxa or like Doomblade on it or whatever. So here's my logic. The reason why there's no counters on Atraxa is because they cannot beat this anyways if this stays in play. So let's under the premise that they somehow remove it. We don't want to lose the counters for no reason. That's the logic. All right, we're gonna mass out these bills. So one of the downsides, obviously, is the legend rule. I don't want to draw two, but this is a placeholder for the cub. Everything else is like pretty straightforward. We just bank. They cannot beat this card. They cannot beat Atraxa. That's why I board out Hoof. When I don't think your deck can beat an Atraxa, I board out the Hoof. Usually the decks where Hoof is really good in are like the combo matchups because you don't want to give them another turn. A lot of the creature decks you really kind of have to have the Hoof because they can beat an Atraxa because they can like stall the ground out and things like that. Have they confirmed that Cub will come to Moto? They have not, unfortunately. I did tag MTGO, but like I guess maybe because I don't know if they officially spoiled it or it was just leaked or whatnot, but nobody responded to my tweet, so I don't know, personally. Alright, let's get some water while this loads up. Sweet, this is like really good hand. Keep. Oh, F6. So we're 0-1, losing a sneak, but like in hindsight, I probably misplayed, as Joff mentioned. But that's okay. I think for our streams, I think my number one goal is to use this as a learning tool, and it's even better if I learn something too, which I did. So that's pretty nice. I think here I'm gonna go like noble because I want I'd rather them kill the noble than the ignoble, and we don't have a white in hand anyways. Not to mention even we did, I probably wouldn't just run it out. Well, actually, that's not true. I probably would, but given that we don't, then yeah. So I think the sequencing I would do here is like, if I had a white in hand, I'd probably leave with a noble and still fetch out the basic. I don't want to be set back on mana with a wasteland. Probably a bolt here. That one, I don't think we care. At least not yet. So the ultimate punish, unfortunately. Ugh, that is pretty bad punish. We get like super punished with a daze here too. It's just like the worst of all worlds. Okay, we'll just not get the counter. That's okay. The good thing at least is like I would much rather they kill the build than the Wild Reliquaries, so we lose a counter, but I think that's okay. I think on this board state, the build looks pretty threatening now, so we'll see if they kill it. One nice thing about build I like is it bypasses the graveyard completely, which, while our deck is not like weak to graveyard hate, we certainly don't want to make graveyard hate good against us, if that makes sense. So like, Spell Bomb. All right, if I had it and I was a Delver player, I probably would board it in, but it's like not great, right? Like it doesn't hasn't done anything, right? Like you're gonna take 2 mana off and essentially not matter. It's interesting here that they kill the Reclaimer instead of the Bill. I guess they're afraid of that? I don't know. That's fine, I guess. Why? Oh, of course. This happens. Actually, I think I want to do it this way. I think I want to cast the natural order here. The question is what to pitch. Probably the noble. Interesting. They didn't kill it. I think here I just get a. It's gonna sound crazy, but I'm debating whether Safekeeper is correct here. The other choice it could be is Endurance, I guess. Actually, Endurance is pretty good. They probably just can't not beat Endurance. Now that I think about it. Yeah, it's either Safekeeper or Endurance. Safekeeper pretty good here, though. Yeah, let's just get Endurance. See what they do. It's a expensive Endurance, but whatever. Unfortunately, we drew the Atraxa there, but c'est la vie, right? I like seriously thought about getting the Safekeeper there. I just don't know how they beat that. I guess they can waste us and then. Yeah, I just again I don't know how they. Well, I guess they can fly over us. That's the problem, right? The problem is they know our hand now. Like they know that Atrax isn't what they should at least. Because why else would I just like get Endurance there? So there's a wasteland. That's partially why I didn't get this Safekeeper because we're down to 1 land. It's probably fine, but like. Oh, they don't have the removal. This is kind of funny. It's a 3/3. It can become a 4/4, 5/5. Plus the Hierarch. That's pretty good. Sure. I think we take this moment here to fetch out the arbor while they're tapped out. And then we just like continue to put on knight. Plays around bolt too, for what it's worth. But most people are off bolt anyways because it doesn't kill frog. I think this game is probably already over. I'm just gonna throw it out there. They had a one-turn window to answer the Wily Reliquary as we, made the value play of getting endurance, and I just think that they're hard locked now. There's really no need to activate here. Yeah, there's really no need. Like how are they gonna stop this? I think here we can start to diversify it. Oops, that was a mistake. That was a mistake, but that's okay. I didn't need a tap mana. I don't even think Murktide saves him here. We're just gonna like blink it out. Not to mention the white is humongous now. The double counters is like kind of funny now, actually. I don't. It feels like it's win more though. Probably the bill now. Combat is a nightmare right now for our opponent. Sure. Don't even think we care. They Murktide. Don't think we care. Sure. There's really no need. We're like so far ahead. Yeah, they lost connection to the game. Alright, that was easy. I'm gonna use a quick restroom break. Here's a list. Alright, that was easy enough. Actually, that I kind of showcases the power level, not power level, but the use case of like Bill and Cub. Namely, like combat is one of our strengths now. It used to be, I think, one of the weaknesses of this deck because, yeah, you can attack wide with a bunch of 1/1s, but the minute your opponent gets like a 2/2 or like a Plague Engineer or whatever out, it's kind of a mess, right? Like, you can't really attack profitably, and now I think Bill kind of changes that a little bit at least. And when I say Bill, I really mean Cub because it's just a placeholder. Alright, I think our opponent is usually like a painter player. But just in case. You never know when they run just like Blood Moon randomly to main deck. I see a lot of weird lists and Fable, sure. I think I am just going to vomit my hand next turn, but we'll see. Yep. Actually, that might have been a mistake. Yeah, I think I kind of regret doing that now because I can just have played 2 Reclaimer. Actually, yeah, I could have just played 2 Reclaimer and then that plays around Bolt better. This puts more pressure that they have to answer it, but I could have just sacked one of the Reclaimers too. I don't think I'm blocking here. I don't think they run Fear main deck anymore, for what it's worth. So that's like a strategic advantage for us. They have to like bolt it. Either way, we're gonna get a Traxa now. Yeah, I think if I were to do it over, I'd probably just play 2 Reclaimers. Snaring Bridge, sure. Low key, this card's like actually pretty bad against us. Low key. Sure. So the question here is like, does it make sense to play the Reclaim? Probably not. Given that they have a bridge in play and we can't hoof, it might make more sense to just like vomit our hand. The problem is that Bog. Actually, yeah, let's get the. Let's. Yeah, possible. It's possible. All right, we get the Green Sun. I feel like we get the maybe the land, to be honest. The oof. Yeah. Did we play land? I think we did. Which is attack. I'm probably not playing the best, I'll be honest. But how do we beat Bridge? We just mill them. We can set up a Collector Oof with Safekeeper, and they can't win. Yeah. So I learned this from Mott's actually. And I don't think they have Needle main, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Because they never are going to get past the Atraxa, so. But yeah, this was something I learned from mods. If you get into this board state against it, you get Atraxa, you get Collector Oof, and you get Safekeeper, and they just can't win. You just deck them. Sure. The sack dude, if they have it. What's the sack dude? Oh, I think you know what I'm talking about. The like the apprentice type. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Let's do this first. Oh, the Defiler. I don't think we care, to be honest. Sure. I don't think it matters. No, I don't. I don't think Boseiju. Like, I don't think I'm scared of these kind of decks. I hate having bad mana. Sure, that's annoying, but. Oh, I messed up. I'm supposed to pitch the. It's okay. I'm supposed to pitch the endurance there, but I'm not sure it changes much, to be honest. To be fair, another thing I kind of want to do is just put the Atraxa back in my deck, so there's that too. Yeah, I kind of want to put the Atraxa back in my deck, so. No, oh, actually, interesting. Can we beat them exiling the Atraxa? You can sack Bog and shuffle both back into turns to get the Cradle. Yeah, I like that line. Yeah, I like that line. Karn? Why are they playing Karn? I felt like I might have messed up earlier when I didn't stop their thing. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they try to lattice and then they lose the game. That would be funny, actually. We could actually potentially, depending on what they have, potentially kill the Karn. I mean, if they lattice, they lose, right? Like we have more cards left. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to stop them from drawing from the engine earlier, but I kind of wanted to save the. Interesting. I kind of wanted to save the. I don't think I care. We can kill the Karn. I don't think attacking them makes sense because they have blockers, right? I feel like we have to take down the Karn in case they have something random that we didn't prepare for. Probably this. Just play everything. I think they're gonna try to defiler us. Yeah. We threw this game, unfortunately, because I should have recognized when they pitched the thing. I could have endurance and response and hit the. They misplayed. What was the misplay? I mean, oh sure, yeah. Yeah. Well, they can still. Like get it back with the. There's a needle on the wide of the reliquary. Mods. All good, all good. I feel like we want to do this. Do we care? I feel like probably growing might be better. Yeah, I would think Safekeeper too, to be honest, but. I'm like misplaying horribly right now. I'm like tilted by my misplay earlier. Yeah, I should have. It's costing me now, but what I should have done was endurance when they pitch their vexing bobble to hit the Phyrexian engine, and then they don't have any targets. And now I'm just dead. Like I think I win that game because then they're just hellbent, right? Yeah. Live and learn. It's okay. I think the learning process, like I said, is more important than anything else. I owe Twitch chat one. That one's on me. Like I said, I didn't think they would. It's weird. I didn't think they would pitch their bobble there like for no reason. Ugh, now we're gonna lose this game. I probably should have mulled, actually. I'm like, the tilt is getting to me. I'm like misplaying pretty badly right now. Like, I think this is the mull. It's okay. I did say I would probably misplay today, so there is that. There is that. The good thing is, like, you get these misplays out of the way when it doesn't matter, and then hopefully you can play better when it, like, the stakes are a little bit higher. The other thing is, like, sometimes too, if your opponent is not cannot do the extrapolation very well, like they underestimate your deck because you misplayed. I think that happens a lot. Like, I see good players, for instance, like outplay some of their opponents, and then they lose when it matters more because they don't account for the fact that they previously outplayed their opponent. If that makes sense. So they flute my thing. Do I want a fairy or do I want a... The problem is, like, if they fairy, they just play around it, right? Yeah, so like I didn't expect my opponent to misplay too. Like sacking the vexing ball with theirs just seemed very iffy to me, but maybe they just thought I didn't have the endurance or something. I don't know. Definitely not supposed to lose with the active Atraxa. Well, that's easy mode. I wonder if they have a... Okay, how greedy is it right now for me? Like, do I go for the kill? Like, would they have bolted one of my creatures here? Probably, I think. Maybe it was greedy. I don't know. Hard to say. Like, it's entirely possible I'm supposed to just Atraxa here. Like, I don't know how they beat it. If assuming I don't misplay. But I'm just trying to get through this league, right? So I just took the greedier line. The problem is, like, do they have any incentive to bolt my creature there? Maybe not. Sure. I get the feeling they have a combo hand. They lead with that. Painter, probably. Okay. Good thing I have the fairy. I could get the complete blowout here. They get the painter, activate grindstone. We probably just like blow that out, right? Oh, interesting. They chose the safe play. Hmm. I guess the bog is like free here. They fury us. It is what it is, right? There's an argument to be made to hold back the hierarch. Who are they targeting? Themselves? Sure. We care. I don't think we care about those cards. Oh, we're one short for the Atraxa. But that's not too bad. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's pretty good right now, right? I don't think I care about vacuum, but maybe I'm wrong. It's very odd to me that they're playing that card against us. I guess they want to hit the what's it called, the guy's blessing if they think we have it. Four. Actually, do we get the collector roof here? Probably. White's pretty good here too. Actually, we're not gonna play scared. What do they have? This could be a hard cast Fury. Yeah. We do. Let's see how they distribute it. I would guess 2-1-1, but I don't know. They know they can't kill a Reclaimer. Unless they try to, like, graveyard hate us or something. The question here is, like, is it worth it for us to They can pitch this, get the vacuum back, exile a card, and like make our thing smaller. I think we just do that. Let them have the 2/1/1s. I don't think that's a big deal. I didn't want to lose the macabre, is the reason. Now it's the full blowout, right? That's the reason why I didn't want to waste that. Alright, so we could set up for next turn. I'm not sure I want to. We just go night as well. Actually, let's just lock out their thing. I don't want to trade with the Fury. They probably shut off. I would have to amend the white. Interesting. Very interesting choice. It's naming Reclaimer. What do we care about here? Probably not much. We'll just pass, I think. I messed up. What I should have done was I should have activated in response in case they did name the Reclaimer. I just didn't think they would do that because it doesn't seem correct to me, but yes, you're right. I messed up there. I didn't think about it. Like, do we want to activate Talon Gates, I guess is the question. Probably don't care, I think. Sure. sure. I should. Lotus petal? Why do they want a lotus petal? Sure. Maybe so they can change the needle. That's the only thing I can think of. Don't think I block. Sure. I do it now. All right, we got our Atraxa now. Actually, wrong one. That's game. We didn't play the best, but I probably played pretty well there. All right. We atoned for the mistakes before. All right. Expend our energy though. Make that harder than it need to be. So I'm gonna use the restroom. All right, so we're 2-1. Who knows how this would have played out if we played it correctly, but we probably dodged our mistake in the painter matchup there and didn't get as punished as we could have. All right. Also, for those of you, I will be giving out free promo codes at the end of this stream, so stick around. Million. Also, again, keep. Let's just go lower to the curve, I guess. Oof. Now I kind of wish I kept that natural order. This player always plays these like strange decks, so maybe I'm supposed to assume that I have to keep natural orders to hedge against their shenanigans, because they never play anything remotely normal. Case in point. I should have kept that natural order. Now it's regret. I think here it makes sense to get the reclaimer. Well, I think here it makes sense to get the reclaimer online. And have it protected. I'm gonna take a million here. God. That is not what I want to see. That would put us on a 2-turn clock. I feel like we kind of have to take it here. I don't think it matters. Our loss this game was because we didn't keep natural order, unfortunately. Normally, I like being lower to the curve, but I guess when you know your opponent is going to play potentially something like this, maybe I think you have to keep natural order, because it's one way to just not care what your opponent does. I think we do that and blink it out. Is that right? Yeah. Don't agent me. Oh my god, they have it. Or no? Oh, they don't know about that then. Oh, I see. Alright, I guess it has to be the reclaimer? Actually, it should have been on the safekeeper. That was a mistake. Not a bad draw. We might be able to race, ironically enough. Because of extra damage here. So the mistake that they just made is they gave me full information, so I can just block accordingly. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Is there? That's pretty funny. I don't think our opponent played optimally, and it should have been much closer. Like we should have been under. We were under pressure, but not really. If that makes sense. And if our opponent played a little bit better, I think we may have been forced into some tougher decisions. Here, like we have full information, so it just like there's really, it was just me going through the motions there, right? All right. They have Helm and the Voidwalker. Decent chance they probably have the combo. So I'm just keep the oof in. Rotting rot. The Regisaur makes me think maybe not. I don't know. That's like weird, right? I don't think we want Bog. Endurance probably not. Bill looked pretty decent there. I don't know if that was like fluky. They probably have Op Agent post board. It's like, do I like Bill better or do I like C's? I feel like we'll be behind on board. Maybe Bill's like a little bit better. We don't have anything else, so maybe just 2 C's. The problem is like they probably have Agent. Like I want to take their Agent with C's, but they're like an aggro deck too. Like yeah, there's a chance that they actually. Yeah, there's a chance that they have like a reanimation package because of Regisaur, but I don't know. I don't think so though. Feels like Bills look pretty good. Granted, there we had like full information, but just like outsizing your opponent's creatures. It is better against Tamio too because obviously the comp would be against Nantuko, and I think decks are trying to stop us from going wide regardless. So I think it makes sense to go tall. This is gonna be bad if they like seize us. I feel like this is. Yeah, let's mulligan this. I don't think I want that. They could be on the mole to op agent plan, and if they are, it feels like I want to keep C's. Or what's a combo plan? I don't know. It feels like they're gonna agent us here. Or not. What the hell is going on? They're gonna him us? Or they're gonna like play Shieldred on us? I don't think we can well, can we afford them to him us? I don't think we care about Shieldred, quite frankly. It's probably the him then. Okay, a non-relevant card. So, presumably they tap out for Shieldred here. I don't think we care. Somewhat care about that. But now the coast is clear. That was my fear, actually, of keeping the original hand. Like, they have the Void Walker, they put a Trax on a plane, we just lose the game. Sure, alright. I don't think so. They have a lot of plans. So we have full information here, so we might as well play the bill. Get Atraxa. Once upon a time, Reclaimer. I feel like given the hand, we just seize and take their Shieldred. Again, same logic, right? If they somehow answer, their route to victory has to involve answering the Atraxa. So I don't want to put counters on the Atraxa. I think we just take the only relevant card. Right, it's the same logic, right? Like they can't win if this is on the board, so we don't want to put counters on it when that like plays into their route to victory. The game is probably over, but who knows? Maybe they have some weird, yeah. Maybe if we attack once, it's probably over. Like there's just too much time. All right. All right, last match, I guess. Their route to victory there, I think, was they need to draw removal into, like, put their own attraction into play, I guess. Like, removal, I guess, like. But the problem is, like, they're on a one-turn clock because the minute I tap with Reclaimer, that line is no longer available. All right, so we're 3-1. Like I said, who knows what would have happened in that first match if we played it correctly, but we did learn something, so that I think that's pretty valuable. Ideally here, I think the matchup I want to play against is like Moonstompy or the reason why for Moonstompy is so I can test the build tech. I wouldn't mind a matchup against Eldrazi too, although it's less good there because it doesn't have trample. Like that's pretty relevant text. Or Demir, Rescaminator. I think that is probably a matchup anybody who wants to pick up this deck would probably be interested in seeing. So I think those three are probably like, from a learning perspective, probably the most useful. So as a recap for those joining us, and here's my socials again. I will not be at Eternal Weekend, unfortunately, but I do plan on iterating this deck for those who are. And we played against 5 lands of Automol. That's okay, I guess. We lost to Sneak, we beat Demir, we beat Painter, and we beat Brew, Mono Black Brew. I don't know what our opponent's playing. It says one day ago Demir Reanimator, so that's probably it, but I can't guarantee that. I think here, same logic. Like, we want them to kill the Hierarch, so we just leave with it. Also, when in doubt, lead with the Lair of the Hydra because you do not want to risk it coming in tapped because you drew a Cradle or whatever. It's pretty good. I think here I'm just gonna go like what do I care here more about, the oof or the Hierarch? Probably the Hierarch. If they want daisies, I don't think I care. Sure, that's kind of what I thought it could be. There's an argument to be made if we put our opponent on Rescaminator, the Hierarch's better than the Collective. But this is for learning purposes, so I don't want to like assume certain things. So, all right. I don't want to play into days here, and this is a must force. Don't want to play into days, and that's a must force. So. On the off chance your opponent is on a combo deck, like the Collector Oof turn 2 there, like wins the game. Alright, we're just dead then. We are just dead. Unfortunate. We were on the play too. We drew the Green Sun like a turn late, unfortunately. I'm not sure it would have mattered. Like, I'm assuming our opponent already had the force. And we didn't have the endurance in hand. They only got 1, 2, 3 cards? Like, how is that even possible? Interesting. Very interesting. So we know 3 of their cards. Well, 2 now. Like, what is the likelihood they have another force? The waste? Okay. We're gonna have to run into days here, but no choice. We have to get lucky. An endurance here does nothing. Gotta cross our fingers. Nope. That wasteland got us. Sure. I think we're dead now. Like, we need another top deck natural order right now. And that wasn't it. That does buy us maybe a turn. But I assume we're just dead. Our opponent did whiff for what it's worth. So, like, we can't really complain. We got unlucky. Like, they drew 3 cards only. Granted, like, of high quality. Off the Atraxa. But, we can't really complain. Like, they didn't hit anything relevant. No force. Like, no second reanimation spell. I think the unlucky part really was, I think we mulled, right? Yeah, we did mull. And then we were on the play and just like did not have the relevant card. But again, I was not gonna just like mold an endurance or something because I assume my opponent's on a specific deck. All right, let's try to get. So this is good practice, right? Like sometimes it happens. You lose game 1, try to get the 2 other games against this deck. All right, I like to board out the natural order package in this matchup. Oops. And the way it maps is I board in 2 Cs. I think we saw Tamio, right? Like, I don't remember what they had, but... So, if you don't feel comfortable navigating the tempo matches because your sequencing is like... Excuse me. Not where it's supposed to be, I probably would not play Bill... Or the I'd probably play Curator and give yourself more slack, and just hope to dodge the Ancient Tomb matchups. Now, if Ancient Tomb is more popular in your metagame, then if Ancient Tomb is more popular in your metagame, I probably would still just take the Cub because it's like more efficient stat wise. The Hi Doctor Dave, what are we doing? Is there a Bill combo? Yes and no. Like, it is just an efficiently costed card in the context of our deck because of our land tutors. So there's no specific combo per se, and it's just a placeholder for a Cub, Psycat Cub. Oof, I don't think I can keep this, but there's some synergies, but that's not like the main point of it, if that makes sense. Keep. What does Cub do? Good question. It is a better version of Bill. It's like Bill, but not legendary, so that's a plus. So you can have 2 on the field. The other thing is it has Trample, which is like relevant against the Ancient Tomb matches because of the Spawn tokens and the what is it called? The Spawn tokens, the Goblin tokens, etc., etc. I messed up. I should have. I should have played the ignoble so that I can like hard cast endurance, and then they try to like daze me or whatever. Sure. It kind of worked out for me, I guess. I'm gonna hard cast this now. They want to daze it, I think they can. I don't think I care. It worked out because it killed my dork, but otherwise, I should probably done it the other way. Interesting. Let's do it this way. Maybe they just draw out a force. I don't know. A lot of people panic when they see a card. They don't know why it's in your deck because usually you're up to no good. Consigned to memory. I think it's hilarious when people board that in against me. Pass, I guess. Over here, I'm doing this. I don't think they have a combo. Based on the way this game is playing out. Like that's my soul read into them, right? That they don't have it. Guess I'll play that. Pass. Thank you. It's working out the way I intended. They forced. What can I do, right? I think the way this game has played out, we're favored. As long as we need to draw, well, we don't need, I guess. Sure. Why would they only discard 2 cards for no gain? Yeah, it makes no sense. I would have gave it flying again. Well, I don't know. I think they were trying to, well, maybe I'm not sure I'm understand your question, Mods. They went for the reanimation, unless you're talking about something else. Let's see. What do I want to do here? It can be a 4/5 next turn. I don't think I attack. I think I just pass here. And just save the land. For bill or for just bluff purposes. Be a nice time to draw a Water the Reliquary or Green Sun here. Would be a nice time. Sure. Actually, I'm happy they did that. Interesting. Then we just pass. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt like it was like somewhat telegraphed, but who knows? Like I don't know. Like the first endurance was definitely telegraphed. Maybe they just thought we didn't have another one, but it kind of feels like why else would your opponent play an endurance? Like, especially since they're not under really any pressure, unless they had a second one, right? Maybe they have a removal spell. They're gonna attack now. Sure. I feel like we're priced into blocking. If they have it, they have it. What? Oh, they just want to trade? That cannot be right. That cannot be right. We're drawing miserably, though. 3/3. I think we just attack. It's free, right? I mean, the Thoughtseize is dead, right? They don't have any cards. There's an argument made I'm supposed to like hold the Windsweep back, but I kind of want to start attacking, so that's why I'm gonna play for a second Arbor. That's not bad. I'm trying to save my Thoughtseize, I guess. I should have seized there, but better looking than good. I just like brain farted right now. I should have played the C's just in case they. Well, I guess, yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. Now I should definitely seize. Interesting that they didn't want to do that. I wonder why. Bluff purposes, I guess. I think outside of removal for endurance, we're probably pretty ahead. We just keep drawing mana. That's the only downside right now, but I think I'm okay with that. I would put us fairly ahead right now. But again, you just stop drawing these lands. Main phase Entomb is certainly a choice. We just get the full blowout. All right. This is for all the marbles, as they say. I don't like Thoughtseize at all. I think we just keep it. Sure. This hand is susceptible to getting combo, but they have to respect that we have endurance. And we can't, I don't think we just mold to, like, you know. Sure. So, question here is like, are we gonna be mana efficient or not? They daze that, they probably won't daze the Reclaimer. I think I'm okay. Well, yeah, let's see what they do. Interesting. I think we just pump it up then, if they allow this to resolve. We're just gonna go all in on it. So now they have the. So I'm not gonna play around removal plus daze. I think I want the Reclaimer online though. If they want to daze that, they can. They can take their draw. So the question is like, we have disruption or clock. Are they gonna get rid of the clock or the disruption? The funny thing is Reclaimer is a clock in itself, so that's like kind of misleading. Uh-oh. Oh, I guess we just lose. Yep, I guess we just lose. That's kind of brutal. It's tough when they have the combo and yeah, it's tough when they have the combo, that's for sure. Oh, they had it naturally too. Is there an out here that I'm looking for? See, the other thing is like I'm not sure curator would have mattered there because they can just push the bill. I don't think we can just fall behind. Right? It's unfortunate. They like we dared them to have the combo they did, and we lost game one. I don't think there's an out, but I need to think about that real quick. We can grow the bill, but it's not, I don't think it's gonna matter. I should have fetched there. That was a mistake. It would be at 7, which I don't know. That's actually the lifelink is what kills us. All right, let's just concede. Oh, we're not beating the Archon with lifelink. All right. Unfortunately, 3-2. We couldn't close out the last match, but sometimes that happens, right? Like, I think we can't just mold to disruption. The way the games play out too is like, if your opponent goes turn 2 frog, and you're on the draw, like you just fall behind is the issue. Which is why I kept the hand that I did. They happen to have the combo, and we don't have protection, so sometimes it does happen. The only hedge against that is to play maybe another third macabre, but there's diminishing returns with that, for what it's worth. Yeah, see, like, we're on the draw here, and they have the combo, so, like, we don't really have anything we can do. Alright. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed the stream. I guess more of the story is win game 1, right? Anybody have any questions for me? I'll bring up the list. I think that it actually played out pretty well. I punted one match, and then the other match, like, there was not really anything I don't think I could have done. I don't think you can just mold to, like, hate. I think you'll lose a tempo game. Yeah. So, anything you notice, Mods, since you're here, like, I'm not sure anything really changed, right? Like, I don't think we could just, like, mulligan into oblivion, right? Like, trying to find Thoughtseize, and they go turn 2 frog, and suddenly you're behind, right? That you keep it, they have to respect that you could endurance them. Maybe they have days of force backup, but can't beat everything, like Mott said. I do think the more I've played with Bill, I do think even if you can't get a hold of Cub, in the time being, Bill feels like it's stronger than the other options we've tested, such as like Emperor, Curator, Fiend Artisan, etc. Only because it scales really well, and I've been impressed with like what you can do in combat with it, because it is a fast clock. And a good defense, a good offense makes for a good defense. In that, like, they can only take so many hits from Bill before like their Frog or Tamiyo need to play defense. All right. If there's no question, let's see who I'm gonna raid. Actually, I did promise I'm gonna give out a giveaway. So, let's start. Yeah, exactly. It fits in with the shell of the deck, and like it scales really quick. It's like a supercharged Tarmogoyf, right? So let's do this. For those who are paying attention, what was the first match of the night that I lost to? All right. So I'm giving out promotion codes, I guess. One sec. These are for 120 play points. Also, I'm gonna give Mott's the first one only because he's always been so helpful in these streams. Okay, Mott's got it. It was show and tell. So kind of funny that that's okay, I need a. Why can't I find these codes? One second. Oh, here they are. I found them now. All right, the first one is being sent to Mats. I'm gonna whisper it to you, Mats. All right. All right. There you go. It's on Twitch. The next question I have for these codes is let me know if it doesn't work, by the way. I think it should. I'm going to go ahead and give Harry, if he's still here, a code. Or actually, let's do this. What is my favorite magic creature? Maybe that's an easy one. For those who have followed me long enough, this should be a slam dunk easy answer. For the... Alright, there you go. Elvish Reclaimer it is. S33BS. So you are the recipient of the second code. Oops. Alright, there you go. Next question. Actually, let's see now. What is the main reason why I am playing Snuff Out as my removal over Fatal Push and Dismember? Maybe that's too easy. Actually, maybe not too easy, but like controversial. I'm glad it worked. Yeah, I'll take that answer, Joff. Free spells and tempo, pretty much. So like, the reason being is like, it's hard to flip the Ancient Tomb matchups if you have to spend mana to answer their threat, so you cannot pressure them. So that's more or less the answer. So here you go, Joff. I'm gonna go ahead and send you this code. It's being whispered to you, by the way. So that's, and unless there's something I have to absolutely kill, I think Snuff Out is like still good. Like obviously, if Lurrus was legal, I mean, God forbid, then I don't think we can play Snuff Out because that is like a must answer. Whereas Frog, like we kind of can deal with it. It's not the end of the world. All right, so that answers that. Let's see other questions here. This is probably an easy one, but what is the reason why we're in black all these years, even prior to the printing of White of the Reliquary? I guess this is a two-part question, right? Like, being in black does two things for us. Obviously, black gives us White of the Reliquary, which is like, in my opinion, a top 3 creature now. But Thoughtseize on the board, that Dingus Pod creature that Close enough. So the reason being is because for a long time we were playing Grist too, and it makes your mana better because Bog can help you cast your black spells. Not to mention Thoughtseize is a you know, Thoughtseize is needed to beat the combo matchups and plays better than blue cards because you don't want to. This is not a type of deck that wants to keep up mana. So it's between really white and black, but black plays better against things like control because you can take their sweeper or whatever, or brainstorm that can turn into terminus. So I'll go ahead and send you the second one for that answer. And finally, okay, let's do that again. So here's a second code for you. All right, this one is gonna be easy as well. I guess it depends. If you've been following me, this should be easy. No, you were right, Mats. I just gave it to Otherwise you would win all the time, Mats. If I always award it to you. S33BS, has never been a recipient outside of today, so I want to give other people a chance. This one's an easy one. If you've been following. Why is it that we're playing Sylvan Safekeeper now when we did it in previous iterations of this deck? So that's probably an easy one if you've been following, this deck development. It's pretty easy if you ask me. Like, this is a throwaway or a free giveaway for anybody who's been following. There is a reason why this is suddenly good enough to play. I even mentioned this in the Dukes stream. Shout out to Dukes, by the way. Exactly. So, Joff, you can get the second one here. It's pretty straightforward, right? The game plan is if you untap with Wild Reliquary, you just win against like 50% of the format. that too, right? That too. So Joff is the recipient of the final awards for tonight. The good thing is because it's November 1st. It does replenish, so I should have more codes for the next one. And here you go, Joff. I just sent you the second promo code. But again, look, I don't think people realize how strong this card is. I think it's the top 3 creature in Legacy behind. I think it's probably behind Glaring Fleshraker. I think that card is just an obscene card. And it's a card I lose to a lot, so because I lose to it, obviously it must be good, right? And I think there's some debate whether like Frog is stronger than White. I think White is stronger in our shell, but it's more build around. So if you want to say Frog just because it's a better standalone card, sure. But those are like the 2 creatures I have either on par or ahead of Why the Reliquary for, I guess, 2 different reasons, right? Like Fleshraker, if you untap, you probably win, and you don't even need to untap sometimes. Right? I've been killed out of nowhere when my opponent has gone like turn 2 or 3, I Fleshraker, spew their hand, and kill me with Kozilek's command. So like, it's just kind of unreal, like how good I think Glaring Fleshraker is. And then Frog obviously can go in most decks. So if you want to put it ahead for flexibility reasons, sure, I'll buy that. But aside from that, yeah, I think Reliquary is a top 3 creature in Legacy. Anybody have any questions for me? Hopefully this stream has been enjoyable. I know, it's too bad we only got the 3-2 because a misplay here and just things didn't work out here. We did beat Underground Sea in the round 2, but couldn't quite get the 4-1. Anybody have any questions? Again, if you do plan to play like Eternal Weekend, I probably just would register this with like Side Cat. I'm bringing up that card again because it's kind of hard to say. Side Cat Cub. I think this is like more or less a strict upgrade over Bill, because I think the legend portion we can't protect because we don't run Caracas, and I think the double your counters, that's like win more in my opinion. I think this is like mostly just better. The treble is very relevant against Ancient Tomb, but otherwise against other decks it may or may not matter. Like I guess obviously they have Bowmasters. You can like maybe speed up your clock, but yeah, this card I think is the real deal. All right. If no other, I think we're done with our giveaway. So let's see, who should we raid? Anybody have suggestions? All right, let's try Christmas 666 because it's Magic the Gathering. All right, thank you for everyone for hanging out tonight. Right.